Alrighty guys, welcome back to another episode of the Old School series. Today, things are just pretty basic today. We're starting off with wheat harvest today. It's first the last couple of weeks of July here. Now I did some things around the farm, and we will show you. Um, the guy came in, and I ended up just having to remove all the scrap around the farm, old bins, and all the junk. I moved these two grain carts down here, uh, so that we could hopefully get them sold. I have one guy that's possibly coming back today to buy them. Not 100% sure though yet. Corn's growing fantastically. It's looking really good. Nitrogen's down in spots, but we'll have to make do with it until we can lime the field next year, because we did not get that to lime that field. Over here, the soybeans, they're looking pretty good themselves. There's quite a lot of weeds in here. We need to get some herbicide sprayed. Yeah, the pH values and nitrogen values are pretty good. So now the dealer did come by yesterday and drop off the combine, and they also let us demo a 9RT and grain cart. So we'll run back up here. Now I do need to buy an auger, because I do want to store this wheat that we're picking today. So I would like to get an auger so we can store that. One quick thing here, we're gonna check our forecast. Let's see here. Showing rain at about 10 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock now, so we get about an hour of harvesting. Yeah, we'll run over here real quick. Yeah, the bins there are gone. All this junk down here is gone. Junk that was there, junk over here, and as you can see, we got a new shop built. Combine fits in at that door. I think they built it about 2 foot too short, so I might have to have them come back out and bring that door up a little bit. But the combine does fit in this door. So we just had brought the planter in here, emptied all the seed out yesterday, and got everything out here. So this is it's a 9470 RT. It's got the wide tracks with weights. It's stacked down with weights. It's got weights there, weights here, weights there. Pretty sure it's got weights on the back too. No, I don't have the weights on the back. But then we got the Demco 2200 grain cart. There's a 22-inch dual auger on this, so that'll unload pretty fast. And then over here we have a 2022 S760 John Deere combine, PowerCast vane tailboard. And then we've got a 35-foot header here. With the I believe this is the Crary wind system on here. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna hop up in here. Wow, look at this interior. Alright, let's get this head picked up. Now it is a flex header, so it will flex with the ground if we get in any rough spots out here. Tell them I wasn't sure what this field was like due to not really being in this field too much. I don't even think we harvested anything out of this field. Okay, we'll go ahead here, we'll get in GPS. We'll do 2 headlands around. And we will turn at 90 degrees. Go ahead and turn this on. We'll get hopped into this field here. See how well we fertilize this field. It is not looking too promising down there. want to be dropping a straw swath. I need to get straw bales off of this field. Yeah, we're not yielding good around these headlands at all. We're getting about 2.5 tons per hectare. We got a 37% yield mark on this. Now, one cool thing about this map, the modder actually took the borders of the fields and made them so that they actually do yield worse, like they would in real life. So all these fields are going to kind of yield crappy around the headlands. They will get better as we get farther into the field and away from the headlands. Well, as far as the ones that have trees around, I'm not sure how the open headlands work, but yeah, so far I am enjoying this combine. It's a smooth ride. I'm not really having any issues with it. So in a couple of years we may, or maybe by even the end of this year, we may purchase one of these combines. This is quite a big field here that we got to harvest. Now, if you haven't already seen part 7 and you're tuning in to part 8 here, go ahead and jump back to part 7. You'll understand the stuff up at the main farmyard. Actually, that grain that's coming in is looking pretty good. They have this thing dialed in for wheat. It just came, this combine just came from, I believe it was southern Missouri that this thing just came from. Let me check here. So it came from down by Stockton. So not really southern Missouri, but it came from south of me for a wheat field out there, and looks like they got it pretty dialed in for wheat. Which, of course, you mostly just have to go in through the computer to dial everything in just right. Now we're up to about 50% yield. We're bouncing between 3.9 to 4.5 tons per hectare. So it kind of opened up there. The yield got a little better. Now we're starting to drop back down to the upper 30s, mid 40s. So I will jump back to you guys here in a minute. Guys, we made it almost around the first headland and it started raining. It took me that long to get around the headland. So I will shut this off at the end of this row and jump back when it is done raining. Such a good looking combine. So we'll see after it's done raining. Alright guys, the rain just cleared up. Oh, What is going on? GPS does not like me today, apparently. So far, we're doing pretty good. I was gonna do a little map overview when we start this second round. I will do that. Show you the yield map on the screen in here. Alright, let's go here. So this is the yield map cross. Actually, right there was pretty good. That was 95, 90, and 85% all through there. Most of this around is 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. As far as what the yield was, which isn't the best, but this field needs some work. Definitely needs to be plowed up. That ground needs to be broken up. So after this, we will probably go ahead and get the disc out here and do that. The field is still pretty wet, but the crop is actually pretty dry, so we're going to just keep on trucking here. We are almost full. We're up to 82%. I know I am missing some, but we're going to have plenty off this field, so if I miss some and I don't pick it up, that'll be alright. Yeah, this is doing pretty good so far. I think we'll have a good, pretty much a good run on this field. Now I don't know why they did a 35-foot header on this when this could clearly handle a 40 to 45-foot head. Just with how long that is, because that's the biggest pipe this combine has, the 28-foot. So I'm not completely sure why they didn't go with the bigger header, but maybe it was applicable for whatever farm had it before us. They didn't want to have to find a head to do it. Obviously, like those little edges, I will come back and I will pick those up. As I'm doing my up and down rows, I'll obviously do that, pick those up. As we move away from the tree line, the yield starts to slightly get better, as I was talking about earlier. Now I did download a new mod for the used vehicle sale. It adds more equipment in here, so we have a bigger selection of stuff we can buy. Like, that's not bad, $40,000 for that, or $4 grand. Ooh, actually, that's a really decent deal. $4 grand for that skidster. you know, bigger horse tractors, it's $33,000. It's not horrible. Now we will probably be purchasing something of this sort so we can do silage. Because obviously we're not going to have money to get a big chopper. So we'll probably start with something small that pulls behind. That'd be the easiest way to start out with doing silage off of corn. And there we are, full. So we'll go ahead and we will jump over here. Get this started up. Now they told me, and I'm not sure what the chirp is, but they told me when the chirp goes off, that's when I'm going to move it, which it didn't take very long. So I wonder if it's maybe like a temperature chirp. We'll go ahead and get around here. We're just going to do the headlands as straw swath. I think we'll have plenty there. As we do have, forgot about our cornstalk bales. We do have some cornstalk bales in storage. So I believe we will be alright as far as straw if we just do the headlands on this field, which, I mean, they're not very big swaths, but with the small bales, we'll make probably about 100 bales, if not more than that. Pulled up underneath the auger over here. I'm trying to not drive over the straw swaths, but we're gonna have to in some spots. Go ahead and we'll just shut this off here. Let me make sure that parking brake was engaged. Yes, it is engaged. Alright. Go ahead and we'll hop back up in here. This actually unloads pretty decently fast. Over the time between this episode and next episode, I'm going to probably after this episode actually, I'm probably going to spray the corn and soybean field, get them some fertilizer, or spray some herbicide on them. I gotta check the cornfield and see how the cornfield is. We're probably gonna lease a sprayer from the co-op, just for the fact that we can't take our little sprayer over the corn. So I think one of the AGCO sprayers, wow, one of the co-op sprayers would be better off. I believe they have a Hagie and a John Deere sprayer, I believe. Depending on how this starts yielding further into the field, because if we go in here and we look at the nitrogen level is 20%, 0 to 20% spots. So depending on how this yields further in, we may have to load up the old International grain truck and the semi both to be able to keep all the wheat stored. I don't really want to tip it on the ground in the barn if I don't have to. But if I can't find an auger, that's going to be a problem. Because the auger I'm looking for, where is? I'll just search here. Not an auger grain cart. Let's see, they're down here. They're in belt systems, I forget. So obviously we need one for unloading. But I'm going to get probably this. It's a pretty decent sized one. It should be big enough for what we need. Then I'm going to purchase one of these, a drive over, so that we're able to drive over it to unload instead of having to squeegee around and get the trailer over the auger. Because obviously the wagons are possibly going to be sold, so those will be leaving. We won't be able to unload into those unless they have not sold yet. If they haven't sold yet, then we'll go ahead and we'll unload into those to fill the grain bin. But alright guys, we're gonna hit some minor difficulties. We were kind of trying to figure out with this thing, so we went around the field a little bit. So we're going to come back up to this end. We're going to finish harvesting this end here. The rain finally come to a stop and we're able to continue harvest. We don't have very much over here to harvest. A couple of passes, that's about it. Oh, what the heck? Oh, I clicked the up button instead of the disable button. Now we really don't need to make a whole bunch of straw bales, and then I've already got some corn stalk bales from last year, but whatever we do make here, I'm sure we'll be able to sell for a pretty decent price. I have been looking around. I found a bigger size John Deere round baler that I'm thinking about purchasing. I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to get rid of our mini baler and start moving into large round bales. Just be a little bit easier for when it comes to the cattle. We don't have to take so many. Probably one bale or two bales and we'll be done with it. Now I'm trying to figure out, I'm not sure if I want to start with cattle. I'm thinking maybe pigs. I've never really done pigs ever since they've come into the game, so as a possibility we do some pigs over cattle. You know, pigs require a little bit more attention than cattle do, but I think slide the pigs into this farm real easily. This is more of a dairy farm. Well, not even really dairy farm, more of a beef farm. Because there's not a very big pig pen. Mostly maybe 2-3 pigs a pen at most. Alright, well, there's this end of the field done. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna speed on up this hill. Now I didn't finish this this part of the headland because we were having issues. So I had ran to the back of the field real quick, just where nobody would see, and was trying to figure the issues out. We got them figured out. It wasn't feeding out the back, and found that it was actually plugged up. Somehow rock did not drop down into the rock box, and it traveled through the back and jammed some stuff up. So we got that rock out of there though. So I think at this point in time we will go ahead and we will jump over to a time lapse. And we will see you guys at the end of it.
It's been a problem since I've hit rock bottom. I'm hoping we can make things right. My mind is wandering, you're looking hotter than West Texas summertime. And back in the day we had a day in the shades, but now things ain't looking up. It's plain to see that we were meant to be, but now I don't give a fuck. I wish you'd bring a little more to the table. I wish you'd tell me something good. I'm willing to waste my time and walk that line way longer than I probably should. Go on and tell me what you wanted. Go on and tell me what you need. 'Cause I put up one hell of a fight just to get caught right in the middle of the in-between. I wish you'd tell me something good. That empty bottle looks kinda how you left me, 'cause there ain't no good left inside. I stopped the loving you way before you asked me to. I was just along for the ride. And you ain't opposed to digging up bones, bringing up the things from your past. But either way, I think it's safe to say that this thing ain't gonna last. I wish you'd bring a little more to the table. I wish you'd tell me something good. I'm willing to waste my time and walk that line way longer than I probably should. Go on and tell me what you wanted. Go on and tell me what you need. 'Cause I put up one hell of a fight just to get caught right in the middle of the in-between. Why don't you tell me something? I wish you'd bring a little more to the table. I wish you'd tell me something good. I'm willing to waste my time and walk that line way longer than I probably should. Go on and tell me what you wanted. Go on and tell me what you need. 'Cause I put up one hell of a fight just get a damn word to say. Say it's over, we're done, we're finished. Go on and get out, get out. And my heart beats sounding like rain on the rooftops, dancing with a slut in a red and black two-top. Go for a ride and baby, it won't stop there. And I'm headed for the coast underneath the moonlight, asphalt's glowing underneath the streetlights. Thinking about your big green eyes and your jet black hair. Oh, does I stop and stare? Oh, does I stop and stare? You were something that I love for what it's worth. She cussed a lot, was never fond of church. She was a wicked woman who had it out for me. Still getting hard to sleep in that old bed. My eyes are black and they're bloodshot red. And when I think of you, I find it hard to sleep. And my heart beats sounding like rain on the rooftops, dancing with a slut in a red and black two-top. Go for a ride and baby, it won't stop there. And I'm headed for the coast underneath the moonlight, asphalt's glowing underneath the streetlights. Thinking about your big green eyes and your jet black hair. As I stop and stare. Oh Lord, as I stop and stare. And I'm running by moonlight, I'll be gone by sunrise. She's hot on my tail. And I'm running by moonlight, I'll be gone by sunrise. Lord, I need some help. Yes, I stop and stare. Oh Lord, as I stop and stare.
Alright guys, we're coming up on the last two passes of the field. Now I know I said I wasn't gonna do straw swaths across the whole field, but I'm thinking with doing big round bales, I think I'll be alright to do the whole entire field. Obviously I'm not going to go through and pick them up one by one by one. I'm going to get an auto load trailer and auto load them. Looks like there's some more rain in the forecast coming up. When's that happening? This is midnight. So we've got a while before that happens, but yeah, no, this harvest has been pretty good. We didn't quite get as much off of this field as I would have liked to, so we definitely will be plowing this field up and liming it. This field needs some attention desperately. So that will probably be our project for the next video. We'll get somebody out here on a piece of equipment to plow the field up, and I'm going to bail. I'll bail off screen. Maybe I'll do a YouTube short on the bailing, but more than likely I will bail off screen. I definitely do like this combine. It's a very nice combine, holds quite a bit. The only thing I have to say is we definitely need a bigger header. Definitely can go up to at least a 45 footer. Just 10 extra foot. I don't know why it keeps stopping the auger. We let's see. We'll see up in the top right corner how many liters of wheat we got off of this field. So we got 41,000 liters off this field, which isn't horrible, but it could have been a lot better. As you can kind of see here, let's go in here. Let's go over here. We will go to the yield map. We were at 100 spot and a couple spots over here, but most of this field was 95, 90, and 85. Those were some of the best yields we got. Oh, we had a couple. Yeah, we had a couple of 100%ers over here. Yeah, that was most of the best part of the field that we got was the 85 to 90 and 85 to 95% yield was the best we got off of this field. But as you can see here, loam, where the loam is, mind you, here and all of this here, that's where our best yield was where the loam is. So we may have a little bit of an issue with this field. I'm not completely sure. But we will see what we can do. We're going to get this park back up down here. Obviously I'll get it all washed off. And then they can come on down and pick their combine and their grain cart up. We will actually unload the grain cart before we allow them to take off with it, because obviously we got a lot of money in there. We're actually, before we end this video here, we are going to go pick up a auger. We'll go ahead and let's drop the head there. Let's see here. Let's see. We need a auger, so we gotta go down to Belt. I believe it's Belt Systems is where the augers are. Yes, it is. It's 22,000. I think this would be big enough, but I don't want to go with something small and then it'd be too small. So let's go with the Aggie Westfield. It's got the slide out, so we can actually swing that right up underneath the trailer. It's 35,000. It's gonna put us down a ways, but we should be all right. We're gonna go ahead. Let's hop in the. We'll take the old LLY Duramax. We haven't had it out in a while. Take the 05 on down to the dealer here. I never heard back from the guy on these wagons. He was mostly just wanting the front wagon. He wasn't really wanting the back wagon. But I was trying to give him a deal and a decent price for taking both of them. I told him about $8 grand for both of them. So we'll have to see if we get anything back from him. I'm not gonna pass this car to turn into here. Oh yeah, that should be plenty big enough. I mean, it is a small auger, so it's going to move the grain a little slow, but oh no. We can't hook up to it. Well, let's pull over here and see if we can change the hitch out on this truck. I would assume that it would be the bed, yes. 2-inch strap pin. There we go. There we go. Now we can move the auger. Just had to buy a hitch. I just made that turn there. Now, as long as we can get into the driveway. Now, we will have to have a tractor on this auger. It is a PTO driven auger. So I think that'd probably be a good job for the old International. So what we'll do is we will pull up here. I will unhook that thing. I'll just pull up here by the shop. Shut the truck off, and we'll grab the old International here. I am planning on, probably ought to, fold that up so we don't take the wing off. I am planning on tearing that old International down this winter. I'm going to see if it'll fit in the garage at the house. Obviously, I'll take the front loader off. But I'm going to see if it'll fit in the garage up there at the house so we can stuff this in. And hopefully we'll be able to split this tractor in half in there. Take care of some of the motor issues that it's got going on. See here. Why is it not allowing me to? Unfold conveyor belt. So this one is not, it is adjustable. But only as it's unfolded. So we will zoom our camera back here. We'll get that as close as we can there. Yeah, I think that'll be close enough. We will roll that in there. Let's run out here and grab this. Now, if I was a good shot, I would attempt to just unload straight into the auger on this, straight into that auger. But I'm not too confident in that, and I don't want to be scooping up wheat off of the ground for the next 3 days. Now we are kind of cruising through the back of the farm. Like I said, that guy, I ended up just paying him to move all the junk out, take all the scrap. There was a couple old pickups here, some old bins and stuff around. Had him just take it all. Even including the corn bin that was here for the whole corn. I just told him to take it all. Really didn't need any of it, so he paid me a pretty decent price for the scrap and got it taken care of. So let's see here. Let's see. Can we get this? We need to get our semi. Which is buried by the Alice, so we will fire the Alice up here. Let's move it over here for the time being. Almost took the barn out. Let off the clutch a little fast there. Squeeze through here. Not like it's gonna hurt the trailer too much. It's a pretty well used trailer. It's the only thing that sucks about a auger like this is you gotta keep getting out and adjusting. Right there is perfect. So we'll go ahead and we'll get this place lit up here. Pretty much just dumping right through the trailer. Pretty much using the trailer as a funnel, a giant funnel. See, that bin is filling up. Alright, I've got all our wheat in there. Go ahead and I'll get this pulled around here. Get that tarp thrown back over. Now I would like to purchase a grain cart for the farm. I don't think it would be nothing this big quite yet. I don't think we have a use for a grain cart this big. More than likely I would purchase, let's see here, if I can get the money for a loan to purchase one, I would probably buy this one. It's 850 bushel grain cart. I think I'd go with that. Or I could purchase an 875 bushel J&M, but I like the look of the Kinze better. So that'll be all for today's video, guys. If you did enjoy the video, please consider liking and subscribing. Share it to your friends, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.
Well, they ask me why I sound like this with a 6-string growl and a hammer.